So, welcome to our daily co-working session. We meet every day, Monday through Friday, 12 Eastern, to answer any questions that you may have. Denise.
Hey, I watched a playback actually this morning, and Ron was talking about the new features that are coming up in SpeakerHub Pro that we would do beta testing on as a lifetime. I didn't get that invitation. Has it gone out yet? Where we're able to embed the videos and such. I sent an email. I didn't get a response quite yet.
Okay. So, which features?
He was, I think it was the name starts with G. He showed is it Gustavo? I might be.
Gustavo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was showing the feature where we could add our, much like in LinkedIn, we could add our videos and such. And he mentioned that I think Nicole had gotten a link, and I went back and I didn't see that. Has that beta testing started yet? He said we'd be the
It
first.
hasn't.
It has
It's
not.
not finished yet. Oh, we met
Okay.
about it this morning. It's
Okay.
coming though, and y'all will be the first ones to beta test. But no,
Okay.
it's not.
Perfect. I thought my
Finished
name
yet.
was
It's
left
so
off
cool
some
though.
kind of list, so I just wanted to be sure.
Thank you for asking. You're still on the
You're feeling
list.
excited, right?
Yes,
Don't leave
it's going
me
to be
out.
so
Don't
cool.
leave me out.
We got you, John. Don't worry. No one will be left behind. Hi, AJ. Hi, Cartis. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Any other questions to start? No? Any wins from yesterday? Any new updates?
I submitted one more proposal yesterday for a conference. This is
John,
5
it's
this
a little hard
week,
to hear you.
which
You're
is
you're a bit muffled.
SpeakerHub that why it seemed like I get on this Zoom and it's get a little my internet produces this unstableness. Can you hear me better now?
You're in and out.
No?
Yeah,
Yeah, I just
we want to hear what you have to say though about your
yeah, I
about
don't know.
your
Can you hear me
proposal.
better now?
You know what?
I
If you
think
just
it's my
roll with
internet
it,
connect.
maybe let's go for it and see. And you can always type it
Yeah, I
in
was
the chat
just
as well, and I'm happy to read it.
yeah, let me just put it in the chat.
Okay. Hi, Chantel. Welcome.
Well, hello. Good morning, everybody. Greetings from San Francisco.
Oh, y'all have a big weekend. It's NBA All-Star Weekend in the Bay.
It's in my neighborhood too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of activity out there.
Exactly. So I live right by the Giants Park and by the Warrior Stadium. So like I said, I can't live this close to the Giants and not know how to pitch.
Very true. Very true. Any updates on your side? You've been doing a lot of pitching and getting a lot of responses. So we're excited to hear what's going on with you.
Yeah, last week I did 7 podcasts last week. This week I did 3 podcasts and I was able to nail down 4 magazines. So I submitted 2 articles already, and one of the articles already is published, but it'll be going out in April. And out of the 4 magazines, 3 of them I 2 of them I wrote an article, one of them I'm doing an interview, and the other one I'm gonna be on the cover.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Congratulations on all of it. I know there are some people who maybe haven't pitched to magazines and publications and are really focused on conferences. Will you talk about pitching to magazines, what that process was like, and how that came about for you?
Yeah, it's pretty much like the same process as pitching to a podcast. The only difference is that I focused on pitching to editors and journalists, and I sent them my media kit. I made it nice, short, and sweet for them. I gave them like something that I'd be able to add to their audience, and basically, like they were able to email me back quicker than somebody from a podcast. It happens really,
Amazing.
Yeah, they pretty much were able to identify if I align with their audience. I would just say if you are pitching to a magazine, just make sure that you are aware of the audience and what you can bring to them. And pretty much it's just go time from there. It's just about putting your words putting your voice into words, making sure that you are within their guidelines for the words and sending out your photo, and it's game time.
Thank you, Chantel. Thank you.
Absolutely.
That's huge because you'll be able to send that to different people as well. Anybody else here pitch to magazines and have successful magazines? Has anyone else written articles? Hi, Jasmine. Hi, Bart.
Hello.
Happy
Good-
Valentine's Day again to
Happy
everyone.
Valentine's Day. Did you ask something about an article?
Yes, yes. Chantel was telling us she was giving an update on the podcast and articles. She had three interviews this week, 7 last week, and has written for 3 magazines. And so we were just opening the conversation around others' experiences with magazines.
Well, I was on PR Pitch this morning in the training. It's my 3rd morning, and I'm excited about it. And I think I'm going to attempt the Forbes one in March.
Okay. Wonderful. Tell us about that. What happened in the training this morning?
Oh, he just broke it down because I'm the kind of person that when I do stuff, I want to do it well. You know, if I'm here, I come on and I learn as much as I can and be the best I can. And even for each podcast I do, I try to go back and, you know, when they send information to me for prep, I look at it carefully. So I thought I was going to pitch something last week, and then I said, you know what? I'm going to listen and hear more on what to do. And today's session, he broke it down, all the different magazines that you can pitch to, who accepts what. For instance, we know that Forbes, we know that Inc., and we know that Success Magazines, they're column magazines, right? So he said, you know, if you want to be in a column magazine, they also touched on the point that you should pick a magazine or where you'd like to focus yourself on and then have auxiliary ones, a focus one, instead of pitching all over the place. And so today's session was based on all the magazines. It's all paid. But, you know, he broke it down where I could understand it more. I mean, I would have not wanted to go jump and do something. I understand when you're sending the pitch, you say pitch in the subject line. And then I understand, you know, with Forbes, how you break it down. It was clear to me as daylight. And this is my 3rd. Today was the most clarity that I've had.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I'm glad you had a good experience and you're learning more on that side.
Yes.
Is everyone, Chantel and everyone else, are you all in the PR Pitches Facebook group?
I am.
Denise is in.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm not in
Bart.
that group, but I did post my magazine link, and that's just like a draft because the magazine is going to go out live in April. But I reached out to her on Sunday I think it was like Sunday night on Super Bowl night. She reached back out to me. Monday, we got busy. I submitted the article, the other day, and yesterday she sent me back the final copy, and that was it. So it happened pretty fast.
That's amazing. That's really amazing. I think, Chantel, you would like the PR Pitches. The PR Pitches Facebook group, because these articles, you can write and be paid for the articles for Forbes, Business Insider, and you already have articles that you can show as samples of your work. So that group is for people who are in PR Pitches, but also those who are part of SpeakerHub. And what you'll do is you will request to be admitted, and then Kamanzi will text me and say, is this one of your people? And then I'll tell him yes. And then he'll let you into the group. So it's a private group. There's less than 200 people, I think, in the group. So
Right now. Thank you.
Perfect. You're welcome. And then if you could put your email address in the chat, he always adds you to his email chain as well. What Jasmine is referencing is every Friday, Kamanzi does a live training. Jess, I know you just put food in your mouth, so sorry about that. No, this morning, did he have a guest speaker come in from Forbes?
No, he had a guest speaker last week, and she was fantastic.
That was Business Insider, right?
Yes, for Business Insider.
Okay.
Yeah, but this week he just came on and he just broke down. He showed us even his invoices that he gets paid from. He broke down exactly, and I'm glad that he sets it up, that he reviews it. Because I'm saying to myself, the first day I went on and I thought I should, oh, does he want me to do a pitch already? But I forgot, listening and listening. Today, I'm confident that I could send him something, and I know that if he sends it back, reviews it, and says, change this, change that, I've looked at his personality. I know his personality, so it's just going to make it better for me. So this was a good session this morning. Had to jump off it, to jump onto something else, to jump. I've been jumping. That's why I'm shoving stuff. I had a 10, 11, and a 12.
Oh, you are working. No, that's wonderful. That's how you continue to
And
grow.
I have a 3:30 podcast interview.
Okay.
I'll tell you a little bit about the one next week, Trailblazers. She said they have a 200,000 audience in their audience. But they did the interview yesterday and they accepted you in. And I love the fact that whether you utilize it or not, she sent 3 short videos of how to be on a podcast, what to do, what not to do. Today, I'm not wearing earrings because he says the earring gets in the microphone, and little stuff. And I was amazed at all the things that she laid out. The one this afternoon also sent something, not in a video form, but I like that because they're investing, and they're not just, they want you to be successful, and that's what they say. We want you on here. We want our 200,000 audience, to thing, and just laid it out. So I've been busy.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I was on Digital Trailblazers, and it seems like the podcast, that part, it was maybe like about 20-25 minutes. But after the podcast, that's where they come in with their pitch, where they really want you to invest in in the funnels that they have,
Oh,
marketing that they have. They have a service after that. So they get certain people on that fit their ideal Navatar so that they can sell them something afterwards.
oh, well, I'll be, well, thanks for the update, because I'll be
Mhm.
prepped. I'll be prepared,
Right.
because the initial interview was pretty, about 20 minutes, and then they sent you all the information, and and so we'll see. I'll look out for that. Smart group. Ha.
Podcasting is a great way. It's a great way to generate leads for your business. So thank you for bringing that up, Chantel. There are a number of podcasters who that's their strategy, one of their strategies of generating leads, which is okay. It may be valuable for you, may not be. So AJ, you're shaking your head.
Oh yeah, I just started a podcast to do that. It's great. Like you should. I think everybody should start a podcast, because you can start connecting with everybody in your industry, and even if they don't become clients, you actually get to find out. Like I interview my customers all the time, so I find out what they need, what's missing, without having to actually sit down and go through and try to pick their brains. Like, nah, they just tell me. So I just put up a Facebook post like saying, hey, I'm starting a podcast. Does anybody want and I told my niche, does anybody want to be on it? I got like 100 responses. So it's perfect. I got 7 calls today. Like you can't do that nowhere else. So
No.
I would advise everybody to start a podcast because it's a great way to start connecting with like your ideal clients, and getting feedback and insights.
AJ, talk about you starting a podcast and where do you post it? How some people have apprehensions about starting because they think it's very technical.
Yeah, so I kind of cheated because I feel like you either have time or money. And when you don't have time, then you typically have money. So I actually got my guy Rev, and Rev been doing podcasts for like 5 years. So he's editing all of my podcasts. He's editing and posting it for me. Cause I know me. Like I'll record it and I'll never put it out. Like I'll just sit on it. But what I do is he has a system now where I literally record it, fill out this file, send it to him, and then he does all the rest for me. He posts it on all the podcast sites. He put it on YouTube. He create the shorts. So yeah, that makes it a lot easier for me. And it's helping me out because now I don't have to wait for people to publish my podcast, right? Episodes that I'm on. And I could just every now and then I'll just do one, like I'm gonna do one by myself, and then I'll record 4, do one by myself, record 4. So I have I'm in control basically of my content.
Thanks for that tip, AJ. So you can either have someone work with you who can do that part of it, or you can do it yourself.
Yeah,
Like
you
I
can
just
do
said,
it
time or
yourself.
money.
I mean they have tutorials on YouTube of how easy it is to
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
yeah, to put it on. Like I've seen it, I've done it once. I just don't like it. That ain't my strength. I wasn't blessed in that area.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else? Oh, one quick thing. Kamanzi accidentally declined some of y'all from the group. So he asked that you rejoin. He just texted and said, "Are these your people?" I'm like, yes. So go ahead and rejoin if you were declined. It wasn't personal.
Can
He
I
just didn't
add
know.
to that, Angela?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but I was on that call this morning as well with Jasmine, and just to echo it, and this was my first time. So I had my initial question to him was his thoughts on AI and the PR pitching. Dead set against it. He thought that we could use it to ideate. And it makes sense though, because you're writing. So you want to write authentically. And as an author, I get that. But anybody who has not joined that group, there's another portal that we have access to with all the playbacks. I looked at it this morning. I think it's like 90 videos. So it is well worth it. Take a moment and reach out and join.
Thanks, Denise. Bonnie, are you in that group? Okay.
No,
It's in the
ma'am.
chat.
I'm busy trying to follow everything I already have going on, which is
Okay.
why
Nope,
I'm
I
late.
understand. No, no worries. No worries. It's not a
But what is it?
necessity. And it depends. Well, let me take a step back. It depends on where you are in your speaking journey and what your goals are. For people
Oh.
who are, building momentum and starting out, it makes sense to do podcasts and associations. And then for those who are at the next level, it makes sense to do podcast associations and conferences. And then the next level is podcast associations, conferences, and the media. So it's okay to not do it all because there are a number of different things you can be doing. So no pressure. We just want to make sure everyone who wants access has access to it. And it's not going anywhere. The group,
Yeah,
the
that's
group will
great.
still be here. Yeah. So there's
Well,
time.
thanks for explaining that. While I'm on for a sec, I feel really ready
Okay.
to step forward because I've done a bunch of podcasts, virtual, I did some virtual summit, did a business association in person the other day. It went great. My biggest sticking point is if somebody can formed a group for those of us trying to get that profile filled out really well before we launch it and having a little trouble like with some of those things, getting them organized, that would be amazing. I'm like in that newbie stage as far as setting it up and then putting it out there. But the things that I've done are just from other leads and groups and stuff that I was in before. But I really want to get my profile open and ready to go here soon. So if you guys come up with anything like that, so where people like me won't asking the most basic questions and driving everybody else nuts, that would be great. Thanks.
Bonnie, you're not driving anyone nuts. That's why we created these calls. We are happy to help you right here. If you want to stay on a few minutes after, we can. But yeah, I mean, these calls are for everyone at every level.
Hey,
And
Angela, can I add
yes,
one more thing about doing your own podcast?
of course.
All right, so one of the other things that I found that has been incredible. So there probably 10 podcasts that rejected me that said I couldn't come on their show. I wrote them and said, "Can I interview you for my show?" They said yes. Then they're like, "Hey, why don't I interview you for my show?" Perfect. So that's another reason to start yours, because although they may not add you as a guest in the beginning, they'll want you to interview them, and because of the conversation, then you can enter. Then they'll ask you to be on their show. So that's another byproduct of recording my own too. So like I said, I encourage anybody to do it.
Thanks, AJ. That's a really good point. Such a great point.
Oh, and Dr. Francis, I forget her last name. She told me to tell you hello. She's one of the people
Dr.
that
Francis Pennyway,
yes, she
Patience.
no. Dr. Francis, what's her name?
Richards, Dr. Francis Richards.
There you go. She told
Oh,
yeah,
wonderful.
she's one of the ones that rejected me. And then she was like, I could interview her. And then we started talking about Angela and how great Angela was. She was like, oh, you know Angela, I gotta interview you. And she's not making me
Well,
pay to get on like she says she do with everybody else. So
yeah,
it works out.
that
Thank
is
you.
wonderful. You're welcome. See, the network matters. We help each other. Bart, I see your hand is up.
Hey, AJ, so what is the cost for the editing? That probably sounds like your friend or whatever. What is that costing you?
If I'm not, I know it's under like $200 for like the month. Because I'm doing a lot. Like I'm releasing 2 podcasts a week.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm doing a lot. So I think mine is probably more expensive than everybody else's probably would be, just because I'm trying to put out so many. Because I just want to have conversations. Like I've always been a connector. So I actually like doing podcasts so I can connect with people. And and I will tell y'all this: if I know what y'all do, please let me know, because if I hear somebody, like I'll connect you. Like I just got Erica on the podcast yesterday because the person I was talking to said something that was in her field. So I was like, hey, Erica comes up on this lady podcast. So definitely say what you're doing here, because the network is big. But yeah, I think I know his is under $200 a month, boy.
Okay.
And he does all my editing. He puts it, like I said, he puts it on all the podcast platforms and on YouTube for me. So I don't do nothing. I literally just record it and give it to him.
Okay. Thank you.
And
Yeah.
AJ, what is your podcast about? What's the name of your podcast?
It's called Business Problem Solvers. So I literally just get on and talk to business owners about the problems they solve. And I have this thing called the Business ACM. I think that to get money, you have to first earn people's attention, time, and then you earn their money. So then we just talk through that process. Like, how do they get attention? How do they get their clients' time? And then how do they get their money? Which then gives me ideas to go help me get other clients as well. So I'm doing it to help me get ideas in other industries that I'm not currently using. So,
Oh yeah. Well, I'm about to pitch to you right now. Let's go.
and I'm about to say yes right now.
Okay, well it's over. Let's go.
All right, cool.
Would you
In the
happen
chat.
would
Jump
you
on
happen
the
to,
calendar.
would you
Yeah.
happen to be in the SpeakerHub podcast?
Say what?
Or are you in the SpeakerHub?
I don't think it's updated in SpeakerHub yet, but it will be. It'll be there next week. I can guarantee it. I already hollered at Ron. So
It looks like you just put your calendar in the chat, so anyone can just hop on AJ's calendar.
yeah, please don't waste a pitch on me.
Listen, I'll be pitching on you, AJ, because that's what I saw in the workplace, making everybody healthy.
Yeah, don't waste any of your pictures on me. Just jump on my calendar.
Yeah, okay. You know what I do with calendar, Angela? I'll lose it in a minute. You know that, right? You have experience.
Now, this is amazing. That's why we're here. Does anyone else have a podcast? Does anyone else here have a podcast?
Yes, Angela. Hello, everyone. How you all doing?
Hey, Leroy.
So I took some inspiration from AJ as well when he was talking in the middle of last month. So I have started mine. I am doing the whole branding and stuff, and I'm currently looking for guests. Mine is leadership based around my topic. So also I will be booking in AJ. So I'll be coming your way with an invite to come on your show. I'm on the calendar as we speak. So yes, definitely.
That is wonderful. Wonderful. So exciting. So y'all have 2 podcasts, 2 additional podcasts, and Leroy's in the UK. So there's one international, well, both are international. AJ's in Medellin, Colombia, from the US. So neither one of them are in the States. So another really great opportunity here.
Hey AJ, if I get on the podcast, I'm gonna come straight down to you. Like I'm just gonna meet you there. Like, don't worry about it.
Come through.
Yeah, don't
Come
worry
through.
about it. Like,
No, I actually like doing the podcast. It's actually been fun just because I get to actually interview and ask questions to people that, I I want to know their secrets. Like I want to know how you get clients. I want to know what you're doing in business. And then afterwards I always try to find a way to connect them with someone else. So as long as you're helping people and you add value, man, the door's gonna open up. I learned that from Ron a long time ago. Yeah, you keep adding value, doors open. So yeah, and it's great.
there's this app that I downloaded on my phone for podcasts, and it allows you, like, even if you don't have a camera, it allows you to use your camera on your phone, and it allows them to use their camera on their phone, and you can kind of move. So you can kind of be anywhere you want to be, and you can record the podcast wherever you are with a individual camera. I'm trying to find the app on my phone. And then the other thing is, like, this mic, this is kind of like a gaming mic, but like you were talking about time and money, and it just got me thinking about those two things. Really, all you need is a computer, the phone that you already have, that app, and then like a mic like this. This is a directional mic, so you can actually record a podcast with 4 different people, and it will isolate the voices. So if it's only 2 people, like you can turn a setting that only this side of the mic and this side of the mic pick up voices. So if somebody's over here or whatever, they wouldn't hear anything that's going on. So like invest in a pretty good mic, invest in the app, and like have somewhere to put it is my suggestion, I guess.
Thanks, Curtis. Thank you for sharing that. Anyone else have updates that they would like to share?
Where's your famous leader? Where is he? I'm hiding for a minute while I finish eating.
Where's Ron? Ron he's working on something incredible right now. He was on our call this morning. You know, we have a team meeting every morning. And so he's working on something that y'all are going to love. You're going to absolutely love. So that's all I can say about it, is he's working on something you can love, that you're going to love. I want to have a discussion about something everyone here talks about. Oh, did my screen share? No. There we go. We talk about getting paid before, during, and after a speech. And so today I wanted to talk through these and open the discussion around how you all have gotten paid before, during, and after your talks. So have you all seen this in depth? So before the speech is sponsorships, content creation fees, marketing fees for events, and negotiating lead generation. Has anyone gotten paid before speech for sponsorships?
Oh,
I work with a company that I did, and we did sponsorships when we did.
I can't hear you, AJ.
Can you hear me now?
I don't want to. Yes, you were cutting out a little bit. What were you gonna say?
When I was working with the company for Conquer Atlanta with TDJs, we did a lot of sponsorships. Can you hear me? You looking like you can. Angela got
No,
this. She can't hear me.
well, because I'm trying to figure out if it's my AirPods or if it's you.
No, Bar saying was you. Bar saying.
Yeah, we can hear you, AJ. We can hear you.
Okay.
So,
Go ahead.
I would say this. This is what I've learned about sponsorships. The biggest thing is I think people throw that term around so loosely, like, oh, I'll get sponsors. The sponsors want to know basically, are they gonna make their money back? Do you have a big enough crowd for them to make their money back? Right? They just need to break even. A lot of them don't mind if they don't make money, but they do want to break even. So you got to make sure you have their average client, their clientele in the audience, and they have to have a reasonable assumption that they're at least gonna break even from showing up. And that's, that's you're actually selling them sponsors on your audience. That's the biggest thing I found. You're selling them on your audience. That's who you're selling.
Thanks, AJ. Helping to sell tickets is important. So a lot of times we think you can get paid for showing up, but they're trying to make money off events. So however you can help them make money, it's always what they're looking for. And then content creation fees. I think Ron mentioned this the other day around, again, helping to gain more visibility. So can you create content for the event that helps gain visibility for the event? Marketing fees for the event, and then negotiating lead generation. It's how you can get paid before. Has anyone had an event where they ask for the list up front? Or they ask for a list of attendees, or you negotiated for a list of the attendees versus, or in addition to payment?
Yeah, they told me no.
Really?
Yeah, they told me. They told me
But they paid you for the event?
Yeah, if they typically gonna pay you for the event, they're not gonna give you their list too. For me, the ones that I've spoken at.
Sure. I think it's something that people can consider. Have a
Yeah,
conversation
yeah,
about.
you can definitely ask.
And so that's before the event. During the event, there's of course the speaking fee that you get paid, the live upsells, book and merch sales. It sounds like a lot of people have books and they sell books at events. So that seems pretty common. And then turning your audience into leads with the QR codes. For Chantel, Jasmine, everyone who's had recent podcasts, how's it been going with using the QR, the speaker QR, and creating those and getting leads from that? Say Ron or Bonnie, anyone, Leroy, Bart, anyone had, how has that been?
Well, I've done the cure. Why am I off video? I'll put myself off screen. I took my video off because I was chowing down. So I'll take it off now. So Christ, I've been doing the QR codes, and I'm sure I'm not doing it correctly. I'm positive. So I am going to, I like it because it's so easy to do. And in fairness, the podcast that I've been on since just start, all of January and so far in February is when I had my podcast that I haven't dropped yet, but I can easily, I do it up. If you notice on my site, I've done the QR codes, not all of them, but I'm going to get, if you can probably, I know Ron has gone over this a million times, but it takes, you have to see something a lot before it gets into your head and then you never forget it. So I haven't been working on where you get leads or anything from it yet, because I said nothing has dropped for me yet.
Okay. But so you've created the QR. Help me understand what you've done so far, and then we can figure out how to help you.
I've gone on. It's pretty easy. Of course, you're gonna laugh. When Ron talked about the QR code, you can probably guess who I reached out to right away.
Raquel?
Yeah. So my picture and everything, it's there. All I have to do now is go click, and so what I should ask you, I usually send them a copy of the merchandise that I'm going to give away to their audience, which is a free copy of my book. They have to come to my website. They have to fill, they fill out, I get it, and they get a PDF copy of my book, right?
Mm-hmm.
QR code, I haven't been emailing them, to the podcast host because I've given them the book, the link to the book. So I'm going to start doing that because I think I did send out a QR code to a workshop that I'm doing on March 20th. So I did email because they requested a QR code for that. But you know what you should help me with? When Ron demonstrated the QR code, right? He said, I record a quick video, say, great to be on here, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And how'd you get that in when you do that? Where do you, because from my phone there.
Sure, great question. So you'll record a video and post it on YouTube as unlisted. because you're going to put in the link. You're just going to add, will you pull up your account?
You want to let me do that, right? You gotta let
Yes,
me do that.
absolutely.
You're gonna let me do that. You don't know that I learn sometimes slowly. You're probably gonna find how
It's
many of
okay.
you guys I have open up there.
No, this
Google.
is perfect. Hey, Melissa, welcome.
Yeah, the first time Ron had me share and to find you guys, it was a trip. Excuse me. Why is it taking so long to come up? Oh, I have to click to verify?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So if I go over, let me see now. So I go over here, right?
Yes.
Okay, why is it not coming down when I click on that? Why is it not happening? I'm gonna move you guys. I'm gonna move you guys out of the way.
Okay.
I learned how to do that too. Oh, crap. See what I tell you? How do I
It's
move you
okay,
guys out of
Jasmine.
the way? I don't have my mouse. That's why I'm not so correct here. So why, when I click on my face there, it's not opening up?
It is opening for us. We can, when you click
you?
on yourself or that arrow, we see
Okay.
what's down there.
Okay, let me see if I can move you. Okay, that's better. So, okay, so if I click here, right? And I go to speaker QR code. And so
Okay.
here I am doing all
Okay.
these, not all of them is that these are podcasts that I have completed and not all of them is
Okay.
uploaded. So the
Okay.
trade show one I did, that's not going to happen until March. And I can, because they requested that. So I did that, right?
Yeah. So let's click on that one,
This one?
the trade show one.
Okay. And that's
And
me.
then, yep, you click that little pencil for edit.
This one?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I
then if you
put a
scroll
YouTube video
down,
in there.
thank you. What is the YouTube video?
I just put one of my, because I have a learning platform, the Human Resources of Canada asked me to put a learning platform on YouTube where I do snippets of health and wellness in the workplace. You guys should go on and
Okay.
all subscribe.
Drop the link in the chat. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I just chose one of the videos that
Okay.
I thought would be ideal. I think they're gonna have it on a reel in the trade show. So I just did that link. But if I didn't have that link there, right? You're saying, Ronnie's saying I should just do on my phone and upload it on my YouTube. It ain't gonna happen. Can I upload it on LinkedIn and then bring it over? Or does it have to be YouTube?
Well, so this link that you put here is the resource.
Yes.
So they'll put in their email, they'll get that resource. So if you scroll down on the screen a little bit more,
Yeah.
or up, or
Up.
yeah, up the other way.
The other way? Okay.
Yeah,
Up on the screen, just a second.
it's okay.
When I don't
Yep.
use
So you see right there at the bottom where it says show my video.
Oh,
So toggle the switch to the right to add a personal video, or let SpeakerHub Pro's default thank you video do the work. So we have a video that's a default. When someone puts in their information, gives you your review, they're going to get your download. But then afterwards, if you want to say, this is Jasmine Dennis, thank you so much for listening to my podcast. I really appreciate you. Visit my website for more information. You can create that thank you video and put it on YouTube, unlist it, and then it'll play, or the SpeakerHub video plays.
so what does the SpeakerHub video says?
It says,
thank you.
do you want to be a speaker? You should. You should sign up for SpeakerHub.
So
You want to be a speaker.
that thing that I give them there, and when they click that. But if this is not there, right? So this that I've put there, they'll be able to look at that resource, right?
Yes. They'll
Can
put
I
in their email address, they'll get their resource. Mhm.
Can I put the link to the book there as well? In the
Yes, you can put it, absolutely. Is
Oh,
your
so-
book on, what is it, like Google Drive or where, Dropbox? Where's the
Yeah,
book
it's
hosted?
it's on. I have it here. I just clicked the download. I wrote it and I've sent it. I usually send it in a PDF form to the host before the
Okay.
resource for the book to let them know this is what at the end of the show, this is what I'll be giving to their audience.
Okay.
The hidden signs, how to identify emotional burnout. So that is, I usually send them the link to the host, the link ahead of time.
You send the host, you attach the PDF to the email, or you send the host a link to a, like a
No, I
Google
attach it to
Drive
an
file.
email I attach it to an email to the host. But if their
Okay.
audience now will get that link, there's a link, or they can go to jazzdhealth.com, which is my website. And as soon as they have to quote, the reason I set it up that way is because it's my passion. This, first of all, I'm on burnout because it is such a phenomenal thing right now. So what I do, I send them to my website and they have to quote which podcast they heard in that link to get the book. Do you get what I'm saying? So let's say, for instance,
No.
you're my host, and I send you a link to the book. This is for their personal thing, but on the show, they would ask me, so where they can find you, and as a surprise, and they always ask, oh, this is so fantastic of you. I always say, well, you know what? You can find me on LinkedIn, you can find me on jazzdhealth.com, and you can even find me on YouTube. However, I am going to give in the audience. I hope that 200,000 audience doesn't want 200,000 copies, but I'll send you, just go to jazzdhealth.com, fill out, there's a drop down, contact us, and just put as a reference, I was on AJ's podcast. And I send so this is me gathering leads without selling someone. So they'll put their email address to get that link themselves.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
You know what I mean?
I mean, you can do both. I mean, you can put that document on both. So on your
I can put the
website, you're
document
uploading it
here.
as a PDF file, but
Yeah.
it would be you would just upload it to your Google Drive or Dropbox and put that link in that
But how do
space
you
where you have
know?
the
Well, how do
YouTube.
you know if everyone just goes there though, and to the drive? I kind of want to see how many people react to to that podcast, right? So that's why I kind
Sure.
of
So
zoom it
they
in.
can't receive it. They won't receive it. Well, there's two things. This QR code is specifically for that podcast,
Yes.
and they can't receive it unless they leave your review and put in their email address. So you would
Oh,
know. So you would go into each one of your QR codes that you've created and just add the resource link.
just add it to that resource link. Oh, aha. Okay.
I'm so glad you brought that up.
Yeah, because I just put the YouTube video in that link.
Sure. Yeah.
That
And
was
it sounds like that's a great resource for you as well.
Yes, it is. It is. I mean, it's a great, learning platform. So
Mhm.
go there and subscribe, Angela.
I need the link. I will. You got to send me the link.
You want me to put the
Put-
link in the chat?
Put the link in the chat, of course.
I have a
of
meeting
course.
with you on Tuesday. Let's put it.
Okay. Okay, we can plan for it then.
You don't want me to
Leroy,
put it-
you have a question?
Who?
I just wanted to add, because I have been employing the QR code, which has generated, I would say, quite a bit of success. I've had
Oh,
about 6 reviews already, and I've done just that. In fact, the same day I learned of it, I did it the same day, and I created a generic video. I just didn't mention any podcast name in it for that specific video. So whenever people do go there, then they will
I'm
get
sorry,
that.
Jasmine, you can stop sharing.
They will get that welcome video along with the free resource, which is attached to the video. And one of the things that I do now, I send the information ahead of the podcast recording date for them to add that to the show notes. So once it is entered into the show notes, automatically it is registered to that specific podcast, so I can tell which one the reviews are coming in from. So it has been quite good for me. So I've had 6 or so review leads coming in from that.
That's fantastic. Am I still sharing?
No, it looks like Carsus is sharing now.
Just to add one other thing, one other thing that I've done as well, if you
You
notice
are
on my,
still sharing.
if you notice,
There we are. Okay.
are
So,
you all hearing me clearly?
yes, we're good now.
Good. If
We're
you notice
back.
as well, you have, well, that's my logo. And then that QR code as well lead to the very same thing. So when I do appear on a podcast, that also take them to the free resource and the video is also there. So that's how it works as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much for showing. You said that your free resource, here, I'm gonna get your QR. Your free resource is, oh, it's not gonna work because it's on the spotlight.
So my free resource is a checklist because it's about 10 steps for fixing team disconnection and disengagement. So that's what it's about. And that's what my main topic is on. And that's what I address. So that's what I offer and that's what is attached to that QR code. And also I'm getting the reviews as well. So it's win-win both ways.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Thank you. Bonnie, your hand is up.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Leroy. I just picked up your QR and that's cool. How was Leroy's presentation? Rate him.
Mhm.
That's
what-
awesome. Okay, sorry, what?
No, you can go ahead.
Oh, okay. I just thought it was cool. So, going back to the basics question, and whenever I'm on a podcast, of course, that the host says, send your links, blah blah blah. Is making a QR code for even just the basic website link going to be easier, faster, more attractive to somebody watching the podcast than with typing in your website sometime? I mean, should I send maybe for that?
Well, you can send multiple links. I'd send multiple links and the QR code. So there's the visual QR code that you see on our screens, but there's also a link. And that's what you would give the podcast host. So
Okay. Give them the
Jazz,
link and then
yes,
ahead.
give them the link to leave a review because you want to capture the lead. Unless on your website, if you have a place to capture leads, like Jasmine mentioned, then you could keep it there as well. People
Okay.
can go there as well, but you want to be able to get a review and use those reviews to show your authority positioning and to give testimonials about your speech or topic.
Got it. Okay. I hadn't thought about the QR piece working in that way. Thank you, guys. Awesome.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
For me, I just finished completing my book and we were going through like the final edits. And then my team was like, we got to drop a QR code in the book throughout the book. So that's another thing we sent off to go do was to add the QR code. But after that, it'll be done.
Okay. Congrats. Congrats. That's a big deal. Did you use one of the QR codes in SpeakerHub or are you creating one that links to a website?
I'm creating one that will link to my website.
Okay. Leroy?
Yeah, first of all, well done, Chantel, on that, because I'm currently working on a book that is coming up as well. And one of the things that I've been doing is to load in that book as much information about what I do, to use it pretty much as an excuse to market to them and to offer as much links and direction within the book whereby they can follow up with me afterwards. And I think using the QR code, offering my free resource in the book and other things is key, because that's how people can easily get in touch with you.
Yeah, so put the QR code in the front, put it in the middle, put it somewhere else in the book, and then put it at the end.
Perfect.
Yes.
Thank you.
Leroy, great point. Because you can have multiple links to multiple things. And so if you want reviews to capture reviews, then using the QRs for SpeakerHub are great. If you're looking to send them to a website, to something else, then then there are QR codes or links for that. So use all the resources. I love that you're filling the book with resources for people. Any other questions about the platform?
Yeah,
Okay.
one more, please.
Okay.
So,
sure, of course.
before Jasmine showed the fabulous QR code section, yikes, I'm just getting ready to load videos on the regular profile piece. Did I understand you to say, Angela, that when you go through the speaker QR, and is this only at the higher levels too? That's a good question. I'm in the emerging. Can you use those QRs like Jasmine showed to go to multiple links? One QR to go to multiple things? I'm confused.
Good question. Good question, Bonnie. I'll clear. Can you pull yours up? Can you share your screen? So you're asking, does one QR code take you to 2 links? That's what I hear you saying.
Yeah. Is someone pulling their?
No, you. Will you share your screen?
Yeah, I don't have my speaker. I don't have it
Oh,
open
your
right now.
speaker. Okay. No,
I'll come back.
not
I'll
a
come back.
problem. It's okay.
Go
No,
get
I
it.
can
No.
still answer your question. I'll
Okay.
pull mine up. It's okay.
Let me get mine.
So there's a couple of things. Everyone who has SpeakerHub Pro, whether you're emerging, elite, experienced, everyone has that same core functionality. That doesn't change regardless of the account that you have.
Okay.
And so your QR code is designed to help you generate leads and also for you to be able to thank people for viewing your. Oh, I see the difference. So this is SpeakerHub Classic. This is just the marketing page. This is just your profile. This is different than what Jasmine just showed. It's a completely different platform.
Was that in SpeakerHub Pro that Jasmine just
Yes.
brought up? Okay, I'm
Yes.
still learning that. I'm going back and forth all the time to them. Like,
Yes,
what's in
and
which
we
piece?
are fixing that. We're working on it. I promise you. I promise you. This will not be forever. We're working on that.
Okay.
So there'll
That's
only be
okay.
one login.
All right, I got it. It's coming. Hang on.
Perfect.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
There we go.
So toggle
There we
over
go.
your name or click on your name.
Okay, let me move you guys out of the way a little bit. Okay.
And
Here's where
speaker QR.
Jasmine got us here. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, got it. So let's just create one. So you'll see what that feels like.
Okay.
Yep. And then the QR code name, you can call it test or demo or something like that. And then the event name, the same. Okay. And then you can align it with your brand colors. We'll keep it black and white for now, just for.
Okay. I do have them, but I have to go find them somewhere.
Oh, no, it's okay. This is perfect. And then let's scroll down. So here are the links. So resource link. Do you have a resource that you like to give to people?
Yeah.
Listeners?
Yep.
What would be your resource?
I have one on a meditation that people could use. I have my book.
Okay. What is it? So you wouldn't put your, it's on your, okay.
That's
Got
the
it.
link, sorry, to the meditation thing. Yeah.
What
So
happens when they go to that link?
then it opens up to a page where they can sign in to get the free meditation thing that I created.
They have to sign up to get a free meditation?
Yeah.
So they already have to give their email address with this QR code. And so you would just direct them directly to that resource. So is it in a Google Drive or Dropbox or?
Oh, I see. Okay.
You will put that direct link here to the resource because they've already given their email.
Understood. Okay.
Yep.
What you could do though is send them to, if you want to send them multiple resources, you could create a web page that has all the resources that you want them to be able to download. on that
Oh,
page.
yeah.
And then you could send them to that page that has resource 1, resource 2, resource 3, all there, that they can just click to download all of the resources on that page. That is a hidden page that nobody can, nobody has the link to that page unless they've gone through the steps
Mm-hmm.
through the QR code process, or whatever
Mm-hmm.
other process you have. It's a hidden page. Nobody can, it's hidden from SEO or whatever, from Google search and all of that. So the only way that people can easily find it is by going through the process of signing up through your QR code process, or whatever other process you want to have. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
For
It makes total sense. That would be a great place to store those things that people could access. Yeah.
Yeah.
and then
Okay.
yeah, so for simplicity, you could just put the one resource, because the goal is to get their contact info. And then you can
Mhm.
follow up with them with more information. So the idea is to get that contact info, and then follow up with them. And then for the 30-second video, this isn't an additional resource, it's literally just a video of you saying thank you.
Yeah, the video. Thank you. That's awesome. I love that. Yep.
Angela,
And
I
then
have
you
a
would just create
question.
that on YouTube. Or you would create it and then put it on YouTube and then mark it on and say,
Good.
yeah, Melissa. Mhm.
YouTube and then
So
link it
up at
back.
the top of this QR code page, there's a field just above where it says design right now. There's a field for the name of the resource and the code of the resource. And it's a
Bonnie,
little,
do you mind scrolling up just a little bit so I can see what
No.
Melissa is referring to? Okay.
yeah, right there under basic info, the QR code name and the event name. And it's a little unclear as you're going through when you're creating your very first QR code, what those are going to become after you create the QR code. The QR code name and the event name, what are those going to be after you create the QR code? Does that make sense? So the QR code name, is that going to be a code that people are going to have to plug in, or is that just for internal purposes?
It's
You
all
know what I
internal.
mean?
Well,
Okay. So that would be helpful to have a little labeling there so that we understand, because when I was creating my first QR codes, I had no idea what QR code name is. Was that a code that people are going to have to plug in as their,
got it. So,
and so I had no idea. And then and the event name, like I'm assuming that that's, what I'm calling the event for my own internal purposes, but it would just be helpful to have a little labeling there. And then when I'm going back to look at, and also it's just, I didn't know as I was creating my QR code that it wouldn't be saved until I actually had a video to put in there and my resource link and all of that. So I went through and I was trying to figure out how to do all of this, and I went through the process, but I didn't have all of the items that I needed, and so it wasn't saved. And so I was like, where's the QR code that I started to create? And it hadn't been saved. So just a little more sort of info instructions on the actual page would be helpful.
oh, thank you for that feedback. Okay. So the basic info, so the QR code name, the event name, you had questions about it's
It's
are
unclear
internal.
whether, it's helpful to know that those are just internal labeling for labeling purposes, because I
Well,
didn't know, like, are people going to need a code are they going to have to plug in a code when they scan the QR code? Are they going to then need to plug a code in, or, you know what I mean? Like, that it's useful for us to know.
okay. Yeah, well,
Is it just internal?
the QR code name is what's on the QR code. So for
Okay.
example,
It's not internal. Okay.
but the event is, so for example, it could be for events that can be podcasts, right? So you go on multiple podcasts, but the QR code is for the name of the podcast.
Okay. So you do one of these for each individual event that you have, because it's their name, the name of their entity.
Yes,
would
you
go
can do
there.
it for each event. Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then we could, yeah, maybe it's worth doing a session on QR codes just to make sure everyone fully
Definitely.
understands that. Yeah, no, thank you for that. We have a lot of really cool features. So we want to
You do.
make sure y'all know how to use them and use them well.
Yes.
So we are
Thank you.
2 minutes. You're welcome. Thank you, Bonnie. 2 minutes into
Thank you, Melissa.
overtime. Does anyone else have questions about anything? Hi, Bart.
So I got confused with all that. So
Okay.
you have to create a new QR code for each podcast, or you can just do it once and it'd be good for all of them?
You can create one for podcasts and you will label it podcast interviews.
Yeah.
But some people, I think Bonnie said, or someone mentioned they wanted to know which podcast the leads came. Maybe it was Jasmine. They want to know which podcast the leads came from. So then you would label it the name of each podcast. If you're just trying to get leads from podcasts, you can label the name of it, like Bart's Podcast. And then the code, then the event name is podcast interviews. And then you use the same one. If it doesn't matter which one they came from.
Right. Okay. Got it.
Right.
Yep. Good question.
Okay. But Jasmine wants to know which ones they came from. So
Specifically.
you would put in a new QR for each one, Jasmine. Yes. Okay. Oof. That's a lot.
Let's keep it simple though. To start, you're merging.
No,
like,
no.
when you're merging, yeah, just keep it simple. Just keep it simple, Bonnie. No worries.
I will. I'm just always curious what other people are doing. File it in my.
It's so easy to create and I'm not technical at all. I'm telling you right now, I am not technical. And if something from technical for me to do, I'm going to reach out to somebody and come, I can do it. My gift is not in technicality at all. And I don't care about that. But so I watched the first time, Ron did it over my head. The second time I glued in, and then I went to try it myself. And then now I just pop on, oh, let's do a QR code. I'm still not doing it the way I really, really want to do because I haven't done that, hey guys kind of thing. And I was going to do it until Angela told me I had to put up on YouTube. And my guy does all my YouTube stuff. He comes and he does a photo shoot of me. He records me and he does his thing. He does the write-up and everything. That's how I live my life that way. Yeah. So now when you say put it up on YouTube as what again? As unlabeled or on whatever?
Unlisted.
Yeah.
You can do that. You can do it, Jasmine.
Yeah.
Or you could put it in the Google Drive and put it as a Drive video.
Well,
Okay.
Jasmine, knowing you have that resistance and you can do that function with the QR code gives me hope. Thank you.
Yes, you'll be fine. Y'all will be
spoiled.
just
Not
fine.
everyone doing everything for me. That's the problem.
Yeah, no, that's a good problem to have. No, that's not a problem at all.
I need that help too.
Having help is not a problem at all. All right, guys. So if there's
Angela, you
anything,
really should
yes.
speak to Raquel when I first came on. I said, you want me to do what? You want me to set up what? You want me to do what? You want me to do what? Oh, I was emailing her back and forth. So.
And look at you now. It's not a problem. We get better. I think one of the beauties of this group and about SpeakerHub, we're all about progress and making progress. And so if you give yourself an opportunity to get better by continuing to try, you'll just get better.